Closed captioning for The Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today we release the peacocks at Farmer Casey's Ranch, and I prepare Key West lime margarita pie. It is so easy and refreshing. But first, Steeltown, Jim Pernato's show at the McDonough. Summer is the perfect time to visit our local museums. And I'm telling you, on these steamy days, the McDonough Museum and right across the street, the Butler Museum of American Art, free admission, free air conditioning, and of course, great artwork. And right now I am with Jim Pernato, and he has a show at the McDonough called Steeltown. And these are not your newer pieces. These go back.
Some are.
To the Black Friday era, though.
Pretty much, yeah.
1977,
Yeah.
September.
Yeah.
Youngstown shuts down.
Yep.
And you were quite the scavenger on some of these pieces, weren't you?
Yes, yeah. Well, when
You got the artifacts.
when the mills closed, like Briar Hill, there was not even a gate up. I drove in with my van and did drawings all one summer. But then I started leaving with objects that I thought were interesting. And
So the skeletons were not there.
no.
Those were added by you.
Because, to me it looked like Pompeii.
Exactly.
And, but without the bodies,
So how did this work? Now, how did you capture these images, and how did you get that relief?
Well, what I did, I built a vacuum table, and the sheets that I was forming, like the ones, to do the passion, I could put the sheets over the objects, put a sheet of plastic over that, put my shop vac underneath, and just suck everything down
And
over
it
the
just-
objects, right.
And
So
then it removed.
Yeah, and then when it all dried, I could just pop them off. So
How
that's.
big was your vac table? That had to be
It was 5 by 9.
Yeah.
I think it was.
a hell of a shop vac.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So tell me about passion.
It's more of a metaphor about what was happening, and the people were disenfranchised. They lost everything, and it was kind of a crucifixion. But I didn't want to say that. It was more passion. So I was trying to use all the things from going to parochial school. You knew all the stories.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
So there's a little bit of all that in there, including Judas running off with the money bag. And so this in many ways, it's more abstracted. So I was just using the shapes and the textures that were in the mill. I remember I was in the 70s. I was dealing with a gallery in New York, Alan Frumkin Gallery, and he was carrying my work. And then I moved to Youngstown, and I went back to see him, and I showed some new work, and he says, "Wow, you look like you moved to the Rust Belt." That's the first time I ever heard the term Rust Belt. He said that, like, those are wood blocks. And Tim and I, who was just here, Tim Stanley.
Okay, so these are much newer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just printed those last summer.
Okay.
Although I carved the blocks in 1987. I was going to do a book with Frank Polite.
Okay, yes.
And we were going to do his one poem, The Last House in Luna Pier. And so I carved these blocks for that, and I got the paper. Actually, the paper that they're printed on is a pre-World War II Japanese handmade paper.
Are these taken from the photos you took?
No, these are painted over photos that I got out of the dumpster they were taken out of, they were either in a high school or a middle school, and they had been printed, by the mills, I believe.
Wow,
and I had them like for 30 years. And when I came back from New York, I started configuring them back together, and then I decided to paint over them.
So this is the end.
Yeah, and this is actually, I got that from that was a sign, it was at the Time card.
Oh, okay, yes.
On the way out. And somebody had written that on there. So of course I had to steal that.
And I love that you still have the, the glitter dust that the mills have in the air.
And I was trying to, there's like the smokestacks. If you get back from a little, you can see the smokestacks,
Is this another one of your found objects?
Yes, and look, it has SOS on the front. Somebody wrote that on there. And so this was in the pump house, And so I just, after I saw it with the SOS and they had the charts and stuff inside, I got to take this.
Yeah.
And so,
and this is going to be a great piece for the Tyler.
I called them up to come down about 2 weeks ago, and they came down to the studio, and they were very excited to take all this stuff.
So your exhibit runs through late July.
Right.
And where are you going to put these pieces when you're done? Because you are moving your studio from over 40 years. Jim had the studio above Silver's, and I understand it's being repurposed.
Right.
So where are you going to go with your decades of work?
Well, we're trying to find homes for some of these things, and I believe some of them will end up in museums. Hopefully most of them will end up in different museums. Not only my works that I've produced there, but I've collected work from other artists that I've collaborated with, printed for, made paper for. So I have that collection, And I've been exhibiting a lot of that collection around. Mount Union University, I exhibited probably 2 years ago, a good portion of my collection down there. And it's available, it's framed.
Yeah. So we'll have to let that know. And are these pieces for sale?
Yeah, they're all for sale.
Yeah, that's right. It's not a museum.
Right.
We'll be right back with more local flavor.
Kamara Jewelers is the place to buy an engagement ring because we want a relationship with you that lasts a lifetime. Your commitment with her is the same commitment we have to you.
We want to sit down with you and teach you about diamonds so you're educated on what you're buying. We have the largest selection we ever have, which is the largest in the area, and at the best value. And if it's not something in our case, we could always custom make it. We can make any dream come true.
Get real, get Kamara.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old Road Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Join the Isle and Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available. Given is living. Join the Isle and Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available at $13 an hour. Given is living.
To own a business where your name's on the window can be pretty cool. That's my family. My name is Danny Catullo, and I'm the owner of Catullo Prime Meats. My grandfather started the business in 1962. I was able to take our old-style butcher shop and bring it out to the new age using e-commerce to get our products to more customers. when we started shipping, there was not a ton of information out there. That's where we really worked with FedEx so they could be able to help us with our perishable shipping. We were taking on new purchases that we never had to make before. Boxes, coolers, ice packs, anything that was involved around shipping. So we can no longer do this with the cash that we had on hand. So because of the Plum Card from American Express and all of its benefits, it was a natural fit to help grow our business. And when someone calls and lets you know that you made their dinner, that's satisfaction that you can't get anywhere else.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
They fell in love with Benjamin Moore's Van Dusen Blue, but tried to match it using another brand's paint.
It'll grow on us, right?
Yeah.
You better come on in my kitchen.
I am not a very good baker at all, but when I find an easy recipe with very few ingredients that are basically foolproof, I all of a sudden am a really good baker. You are going to love this recipe. Do you like key lime pie? I love key lime pie. And you know, key limes aren't always readily available. You know, the little teeny limes that you'll see in different seasons in the grocery store. But I've discovered a key lime juice that is available 365 days a year. It is Nellie and Joe's. It is 100% key lime juice. It is delicious, it is tart, and it is a perfect substitute for fresh limes. So you can enjoy key lime pie any time of year, not just when key limes are in season. For this Key West lime margarita pie, you'll need one 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, 1/2 cup of Nellie and Joe's Key West lime juice or fresh squeezed, 3 egg yolks, grated zest from 2 limes, 1/4 cup tequila, and 1 9-inch graham cracker crust. This is very easy. Very little preparation is needed. Now, I do like to tone down the sweetness. I really like a limey key lime pie. And before I bake or add anything to my pre-made crust, how easy is that? I just add a little bit of salt. Because salt, a little bit of sweet, I think it works together. This is another little creation of mine. I've preheated the oven to 350 degrees. Now we'll take a can of sweetened condensed milk. I'm going to use this little handy dandy spatula for my chopper. It seems to scrape all of the contents of the can out much easier than a regular size spatula, because you don't want to skimp on this. This is a very important ingredient. I've tried it with the fat-free version. Doesn't seem to make a big difference, but I'm going full calories. Very little calories are saved with the fat-free version, and it costs more. Store brand on the condensed milk is also fine to use. Done that both ways. All right, so that's in the bowl. Now we are going to add our 1/2 cup of the key lime juice, 1/4 cup of tequila, another sweetness cutter, 3 egg yolks. Use the egg whites the next day and make yourself a nice healthy omelet with egg whites. And last but not least, get out your handy dandy microplane and just zest 1 lime. And then the other lime zest we'll use when it's finished before serving. And you can use the regular, blender that you have, hand mixer, but I'm just gonna use my immersion blender because all you wanna do is really combine these. It's not like you have to blend it for a long time. You just wanna quickly combine it. After mixing, if you see a lot of air bubbles in this batter, just mix it lightly with your spoon or spatula and they'll fall right out because you just don't want to have a lot of big bubbles in your pie when you go to bake it. All right, so I've stirred out any air bubbles that were really big because it just makes for an unattractive pie. That's it. Now I will pour this into the graham cracker crust and make sure you try to get every last drop out. Oh my goodness, does this look good? Now what I'm going to do is take this, I'm going to put it in my oven for 17 minutes. That's it, 17 minutes. After 17 minutes, I pull the pie out. It's still a little jiggly in the center, so just let it sit at room temperature and cool for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then, because I have a pre-made crust, it comes with this handy dandy dome. Cover it, put it in your refrigerator for at least a few hours. Overnight's great, and then we will get it ready to plate. So here is our finished product. Please let it chill at least a few hours. I like it to chill at least overnight if possible. And then prior to serving, take your other key lime and grate the entire outside of it on top of the pie. Isn't that a beautiful presentation? Now look at how beautiful and fresh this pie is. Now I don't think it needs any whipped cream topping, but if you'd like to kick it up a notch, you can make your own. Or again, nothing's wrong with Ready Whip. There we go, and just add a little to the top before serving. And this is so easy, so delicious, you will wow and astound your friends and family. Look at that, beautiful. I love this. This is my new go-to dessert. You are going to love this. Go to my website, caseymalonесhow.com, and look for my Key West Lime Margarita Pie. You will satisfy all of your guests. Delicious. But it's served with it, you don't need anything. It's already got the tequila in it. Cheers. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. I am here at the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery with Rude the Dude. Summertime is here.
Yes, finally it's here. Right here we got a few of our handcrafted summer cocktails for you that you can enjoy on our beautiful patio that is now finally open. Every day, open to close. We also now have live entertainment every Friday from 8 to 11 on the patio. If it rains outside, we bring the bands inside.
That's right, they've got you covered. And don't forget, if you have an event coming up like a baby shower, bridal shower, or rehearsal dinner, the room is available. Call and book your date now. And I really love the food truck.
Yes.
They come to you.
Yes, we now have Magic Tree on the go, as you can see in our background. So take a look for us. We'll be around town, different locations, sharing some of our Magic Tree specials with you on the road.
That's right, Magic Tree Pub and Eatery has you covered.
Get ready for summertime adventures with a new car from Boardman Mitsubishi. Planning a road trip? You'll love the comfort and performance of the award-winning 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. Take a test drive and see for yourself. All new vehicles come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. For the hottest cars and exceptional service, look no further than Boardman Mitsubishi. your hometown dealer since 1999.
Donate now. Gavacamp has a generous family that will match every dollar you donate. Help us build a barrier-free educational camp for our friends with special needs. Visit our website or call for more details. Giving is living.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
I'm all about local, and my bank is Farmers National Bank. Farmers is the true hometown bank in the Mahoning Valley, standing strong for our local families and businesses since 1887. Farmers is also future-focused with a lab branch, interactive teller machines, and best-in-class mobile mortgage app. We've all learned the value of local relationships, businesses, and communities. Switch to Farmers.
They fell in love with Benjamin Moore's Van Dusen Blue, but tried to match it using another brand's paint.
It'll grow on us, right?
Yeah.
Well, you all know my friend Jimmy Sutman. We are here at the Farmer Casey's location in Coatesville, and this is where all the animals are. So Jimmy calls and says,
and figuratively,
I've got to release the peacocks, not the hounds. We are releasing the peacocks. Why is that?
Well, my thought is we don't want anybody to live in a cage their whole lives, right?
Exactly.
You know, we cared for them when they're young. We've watched them have babies. We have a sitting mama over there with 4 pea chicks. We want to have them free ranged. And as I've said to people, I may not have much of a legacy, but maybe someday, 50 years down the road, they'll say, why are there so many peacocks on the east side of Youngstown and in Coatesville? It's Jimmy Sutman. So we're starting it. We're starting it.
It's awesome. And I've done some research, and they tend to return for food, and in the winter, when they need shelter, they'll know to come back.
Yeah, it's amazing. Nature is just so wonderful. They grow like a real bushy coat for winter too, almost like a pheasant would. I mean, they're like giant, beautiful pheasants. But you're right. I think they'd come back for some shelter. And they really don't like the strong wind, so I think the wind shear, disturbs them. So they'll be back here. But food, we'll release them. We'll leave this door open, and they'll always be able to come and go as they want. They're typically high roosters. When I say that, I mean they like to go high. They fly. I know they're a big bird.
I have not seen a peacock fly, so this is going to be exciting.
And so, we've done this before originally, and as soon as we opened the door, they flew way deep into those high treetops. And then they returned within a couple hours, and we're on the barn roof. And
so they like the freedom.
Yeah. So
and then they still know to come home.
This is all they've known to eat, so we're hoping that that will be the lure, and the other peacocks that are here.
And if they're out in the wild, what would they eat?
Grasses, grains. They eat fruit. We give them fruit. They love like grapes and blueberries, but they'll find bugs and grasses, and
that is so
they
cool.
Could be on their own. So
you are like a encyclopedia of information with
a lot
all
of
these
trial
animals.
And error. I don't have all the right answers. And I make mistakes, but I love it.
Well, this is going to be cool. Now, as you can see, we've got a lot of the clients here, and they are excited to release the peahens, which are the females, and the peacocks.
That's right. 2 couples we're going to release.
And why is the man have the more beautiful plumage? I would like to know.
As a wise man, Mr. Tim Gilboy, one of my clients, says, it's because they do the courtship dance. And so
they need that.
Yeah, they're showing the females that they are the biggest and baddest and most handsome. And they do it and even rattle it to other males, like stay away from my gal type thing. So it's almost to scare away predators a little bit, because if you're in the wild and you see that coming at you.
So it's a protective thing.
Yeah, it's a protective thing and a mating thing. So.
Oh, well. We're getting ready for the release.
Okay, everybody, are we ready? We're ready? All right. All right, Danny, go for it, brother. There's one. All right, now let's come on over here, guys. Let's now one's out. Let's see what they're all gonna want to come out now. Come on. You can do it, babies. You can do it. Come on, babies. You can do it. All right. Go figure. The females lead the way. Good, Dan. You got it. Yeah, there you go. Just block off that. There we go. There we go. Okay. Just stay right here.
Oh, on the roof. He's on the roof. I bet you.
Hi, babies. Good job, babies. Oh, there we go. She's going up top. Look. Thank you all. This is what we want. It's you know, we could have things live in cages all the time, but sometimes things have to be free and get out and be in the real world. And so we'll see how this goes. And we have more, and we have babies coming. And I'm thankful to all the people that take care of them. Jessica, Danny, Chris, all of you. Seth today, I'm thankful. I need people to help me with these animals, all of you that help every single day. And I'm glad everybody's here to see it. They're beautiful. They're a gift from God.
Today's my birthday.
And it's your birthday. It's Roller's birthday. Happy birthday, Roller.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.